Today I'm going to be reading this article and talking about the creativity and why this is a bullshit article. Okay, so this article says that creativity is not enough. Okay, so one of the things that I like about past culture is that no matter what people do, they were always respected, but now they're not respected. So one opinion that I would like to give about the past world is that in the past world, people were rich no matter what. They were not like in the desperate situation as we can see right now. So people not doing a job are literally dying. People who are doing a job are under stress. So this is not how a life used to be. There used to be some kind of celebration for achievement or whatever. There used to be real kind of celebration, not like today. So, anyways, let's read this article and let's talk about. Step by, like word by word. I'm gonna be reading this and reacting to this post. So, David, Ted Levitt is a former editor of SBR and one of the most incisive commentators on innovation to have appeared in our pages. Takes date aim that the assumption that creativity is superior to conformity. He argues that creativity is, as it's commonly defined, the ability to come up with brilliantly novel ideas can actually be destructive to business. Yeah, that's why Nikola Tesla didn't get justice. But this is a different case. Like, this article is basically talking about the failing thing, right? When you provide space to creativity, original thinking, well, people, what? People make their business dead. This is the basic stuff. Everybody knows it. This is a common sense. But anyways, let's continue on. Let's be continuing on. So by failing to take into account practical matters of implementation, big thinkers can inspire organizational cultures dedicated to abstract chatter rather than purposeful action. What people don't understand though is the difference between action and idea. If everybody is good at becoming a doctor, then who will be engineer? Okay, doctors and engineers are not so much different, right? In terms of how they operate, there are some similarity, and the similarity is the doctors follow the mechanical steps, systematic steps, and the engineer also follows the mechanical steps. So there are some similarity, but when it comes to totally different things like artist and scientist, they have different way of working, and there are some similarities between artist and scientist. But now the problem is there's more similarity between artistic thinkers and scientists. So that's why, like, people have been told over and over again to think like in a systematic way. So even though people don't agree or people ignore uh, whatever they do subconsciously, it's always happening that like that. They're always being programmed to think in a systematic manner. And the more similarity, like there's more similarity between artist and scientist. Okay, so I'm not trying to divide. I'm not playing the divide and conquer game. But what I'm talking about is this article is not sure about what is action and what is idea. Idea maker is not good at implementing. That's simple as that. So, anyways, often the worst thing company can do in Levitt's view, I don't know who is Levitz, but is put innovation into the hands of creative types, those compulsive ideas generators who disstate for mundane realities of organizational life renders them incapable of executing in a real project. Again, I told you that idea makers are not as good as implementers. There should be a separate space for implementers and and idea makers. So why even I'm telling this? Because one of the things that I don't like about people in living in this industrial world is that people are mechanical thinkers. More and more people are mechanical thinkers. They are not big innovators. They are just machine dependent, and there has been no uh, progress in human health. Like there are a lot of fake things that can uh, extend the life period of human beings, but still there's no real freedom that we can feel. Anyway, this is a controversial topic that will never end. Anyways, let's keep reading, okay? Organization value, their very nature, are designed to promote order and routine. So order and routine is different things, and artistic thing is a different thing, okay? That's what you have to understand. If you're not good at if you're not good at theoretical thinking, then don't blame the people who cannot uh, implement things, okay? They're just idea makers. They're just the blueprints. And if you understand the blueprints, then you are selfish, okay? You are selfish. You don't have the ability to work, understand the team. What's more important than working in a team is understanding a team. If you're working on a team, uh, if you are working on a team and if you're not understanding the team, you're just working on average company. You are just working on average company. You're not you are not working for some uh, outside of the box thinking company. All right. So that's what I would like to quote. That's what I would like to quote. So again, read. Those who don't understand organizational realities are doomed to see their ideas go unrealized. So we don't have to realize our ideas because, again, I mean, if somebody is if somebody is better at receiving something, then there should be someone who can execute. There should be separate people, not the one who can uh, make the idea. They can execute the idea, and not many people get it because that's what the industrial culture is. But nah, that's not that's not the case in sense. But people are losing sense, so I have nothing to talk about it. Anyways, uh, only the organizational insider. This is self-centered talk. Okay. Uh, Only the organizational insider, the apparent conformist, has the practical intelligence to overcome bureaucratic impediments and bring a good idea to fruitful conclusion. Uh, Creativity is not miraculous road to business growth. Of course, we know that. Ain't that a common sense? Like, creativity is not a miraculous road to business. We already know that because business is never about creativity. The leader of a business has less creativity than the ones who are building, for an example, an app. Okay, it's just a matter of sense to understand. If I make this video, if I make this video based upon logics and facts, it'll be 1 hour. So I would just like to limit this video on sense. Those people who have sense will understand. Those people who don't have the basic sense will not understand. Okay, so where were we? Where were we? And for the line manager, particularly, it may be more a milestone than a milestone. Those who extol the liberating virtues of corporate creativity over the what is that? Somnambulistic vices of corporate conformity may actually be giving advice that in the end will reduce the creative innovation of business. One thing that I would like to talk about, this is not really important to talk about, but I would like to talk about anyways. Like, the business always degrades when there's no creativity. Okay. This is a boomer statement. I mean, unless I discovered this word boomer, uh, I used to have a lot of problems. Okay, so there are a couple of things in the society that causes the problem, but unless we discovered those words, things are easier to talk about, right? Things like narcissism, hypocrisy, psychopaths, and nihilists, and all those terms. We know about it. We don't want it. But in order to talk to people, human beings are not human beings anymore. Like, why should I call people the human beings? If people cannot understand a particular thing without context, then how can I call them human being? There's human being is about understanding the thing that other beings cannot understand. A robot cannot understand things without context. Well, it's an artificial intelligence era, so robots will be as capable as humans, but humans will be dumber than robots. That's what we'd like to say. Anyways, okay, where were we? This is because they tend to confuse the getting into ideas with their implementation. That is confuse creativity in the abstract and okay. That is confuse creativity in the abstract with practical innovation. I suck at pronunciation. Okay, but people think that I'm not even able to make an argument if I mispronounce the word. So that's how people are. Anyways, it's all about admitting and not admitting. Okay. Confuse. Here's a talk about confusing creativity in the abstract with practical innovation. First of all, first of all, people who are just making these vague statements should realize each and every word, meaning they should realize the actual meaning of each and every word. They are mixing things, and that doesn't make any sense. So here, this article tells about confused creativity in the abstract with practical innovation. Okay, let me introduce you to the three words. Creativity is a different thing. Okay, creativity is a different thing, and abstract is a different thing, and practical innovation is a different thing. You have to understand that. So you are mixing creativity with practical innovation and abstract. Okay, and we are not doing that. We are not mixing creativity. We are not confusing creativity with abstract. Abstract thinking is one of the property of creativity. It doesn't mean that it's the whole creativity, okay? But it's a part of creativity, okay? Right? And practical innovation not only doesn't mean creativity, okay? Practical innovation may be one part of creativity, and abstract thinking will be one part of creativity, but like there's no such thing like difference. There's no such difference between abstract thinking, which is a part of creativity, and practical innovation. So you are saying that abstract thinking is not creativity, which is which doesn't make any sense. Okay, practical innovation is a different thing. Creativity in the abstract, which you are talking about right now here, is a different thing. So don't confuse. You know, uh, what I sense, it's my sense that tells that people who live in Western countries have uh, not deeper sense of the word. Okay, we will talk about it later on the next video. But anyways, let's continue. Uh, um, Confuse creativity with practical innovation, not understanding operating executive day-to-day problems. Yeah, that's a problem solver responsibility. You are putting problem solver responsibility into to the creative thinker, okay? And that's not fair. And underestimate the integrated complexity of business organization. Okay, so creativity is a complex thing, okay? And for creative thinker, it's easy. Uh, just like you don't understand creativity so much, you have a struggle understanding the creativity. Well, so you're also underestimating that a person who is creative is not necessarily good at understanding the business, right? So it means that you are not good at understanding how the creative cre- excuse me. It means that good at you are not good at understanding the how the creative mind works, the abstract thinking works. You're just a boomer boss. That's what I can say. And okay, just keep reading, keep reading. In the end, okay, they misdefine creativity itself too often. For them, creativity means having great original ideas. Their emphasis is almost all on the thoughts themselves. Well, no, there's a problem, right? There's not a misunderstanding among people who are creative, but there's um, misunderstanding. I mean, there's a problem, and the problem is that you don't understand. What you don't understand is um, this sentence tells that their emphasis is almost on all the thoughts themselves. Okay, so there are many kind of people, right? They're not made to understand your business. Do you understand creativity? Let me ask you. Do you understand creativity? How much do you understand? Right? And and business is very easy to understand because it can be taught. But creativity is complex because you have to uh, face uncertainty, and not many people can grab something out of uncertainty. It's like a portal that closes immediately. Okay, that's much more complex, and it's not something that is taught. Creativity cannot be taught. The extreme level of creativity cannot be taught. Okay, that's what you have to understand. And I hope you have logics in your head. So let's continue, right? So thoughts like um, people who are only good at thoughts are significant because they have outside of the box like me myself has great ideas, and I'm trying to implement it. I will implement a little slow because I'm not born for that, but I can surely do. Okay. Moreover, the ideas are often judged by more their novelty than by their potential usefulness, either to consumers of the company. You are doing the self-centered talk, okay? Again, you are doing the self-centered talk. In this article, I shall show that in most cases, having a new idea can be creative in the abstract but destructive in the actual operation, and that often instead of helping a company, it'll even hinder it. You know what? People who are good at thoughts are good engineers, okay? Are not good engineers in practicality, but they are the ones who are good at instructing engineer how to engineer things good. And if you don't understand this, no problem. Let me stimulate your sense, your blocked sense, and that is, um, look, the source of creation is not as the same as the creation itself. So we are human beings. We have a body, but our creator the creator of our body is not the body. Okay, so if you think that our parents are the creators of um, if you think that our parents are creator of us, they're just managers. Okay, managers of the universe. A woman is a manager to give a birth to a baby, right? So they're just managers. They're not the creators. Anyways, so my point is, a person who is good at thoughts will be always good at instructing the engineers how to do this process. So, what do engineers do? As far as I understand, being a programmer, all I understand is I'm a programmer. I am a developer. So so I do know what engineering means. Engineering, one of the things that engineering has to do with is to put uh, subtle ideas into concrete form. Okay, that's what engineers do. So if there's a guy who is good at thoughts, making ideas outside the box, there should be engineers who are able to grasp that particular thought, and that's how businesses are going to grow. So I'm teaching you business. Learn something. Anyways, um, suppose you know. Okay, this website is giving me actually uh, examples. I give an example. This website is now giving me examples. What a coincidence. Okay. Anyways, it's interesting. So suppose you know two artists. One tells you an idea for a great painting but does not paint it. Okay. The other has same idea but and paints it. You could easily say that the second man is great for a creative artist. Nah, dude, nah. What you don't understand, what you business people don't understand is 1% difference. All that matters to you is not quality, it's the quantity. That's how you are making more and more people consumers, right? Without seeing the quality, because that's what it is. That's how the world works. Again, again, and don't ever think that I don't understand consumerism culture. And it's a I know how humans are hypnotized. Okay, so don't talk about that. Let's continue on. So, okay, I would like to give reply to this. So suppose you would know two artists. One tells you that has an idea for a great painting, but he does not paint it. The other one has the same idea and paints it. So your intention is to put this artist who has great painting idea down. Okay, that's what your consumer culture does. Because you don't care about quality, you care about quantity. Because no one, hell in this world, no one, like, there are dumb people around the world. Like, there are dumb people around the world no matter how they think they're smart. There are dumb people who have consumeristic behavior. So they don't understand what is a real quality. Okay. So, anyways, people are confuse quality with what do we say? Expensive. What is that? Expense. Yeah. People confuse quality with expense, which is not the case. So so according to this uh, you know sentences according to this paragraph. Well, you know what? What is the potential of the one that tells you the idea for a great painting? Well, that man is out of the box painter, and the second one is just a normal painter. He has no ideas outside the box. And if you are wise, if you are not just a smart businessman, but a wise businessman, what you would do is you would not hesitate to hire one more person for who is good at converting ideas into um, into real thing, right? So you have to be wise in order to understand this thing. Life is short, and you will not understand this thing. Anyways, but could you say the same thing to the first? Could you say the same thing of the first man? Obviously not. He's a talker, not a painter. No, he's a great idea maker. Okay, so something that you don't understand is subtle. It's the subtlety. Okay, this is the thing that you don't understand, and no matter how much I convince you to uh, sense that, you will not sense it because you don't have sense. It's like you have the ear but not the eye. Okay, so the only thing that you can sense is the sound, not the sight. Okay. Anyways, but anyway, okay, this is precisely the problem with the today's pithy praise of creativity in business, with the uneven flow of books, creativity workshops, more imaginative and creative managers and companies, more observators, blah, 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 blah. I mean, this article is pretty long, right?